Have you ever wondered how these social media managers who work from everywhere do their job and what they actually do? Let's find out. So you must have seen a lot of work from home lifestyle influencers, business managers, entrepreneurs posting their lifestyle of being a social media manager online. And this job has been increasingly in demand ever since social media came out. I started my freelance social media marketing business in 2019, and this was before I had a degree in marketing, before I completed uni, and I was able to generate this income working from home and working with clients without even going anywhere in person. So basically, I got the job that I was going to look for after my degree, but now increasingly as more people see it and more people want to do it, there's less information on it, and there's a lot more secrecy to it because of the competition. And that's what I want to change with this series, Social Media Management for Beginners, on my YouTube channel. I will be adding videos to it as I go on because I think there's so much to know, and I'm happy to share it because I would like for you to have this freedom of time and lifestyle as well, and quit your 9 to 5 or have always imagined running your own business. And the best thing is, this business model comes with zero startup costs, zero expenses to start with. You don't have to pay anything, do anything, meet anyone to even get started and have clients. But that's not to say there's not much to do involved. There is a lot to go through, and that's what I'll be explaining to you in this video. Now, to answer the question, what do social media managers actually do, and why do people pay them, and to achieve what? I've been asked this question a lot of times. Well, the thing is, when I started in 2019, it was way different to what it is now. The responsibilities I have and the services I offered are much more broader now, I would say, compared to that time. The client base has changed and expanded. I feel like much more people want a social media manager now than they did in 2019. So to start with, what kind of people or clients do I actually work with who pay me to manage their social media? Now note that my client base and my target client would be different to other social media managers, but I particularly like to focus on small businesses who don't have time or personnel for managing their business and social media. So this could be a hair salon that you normally go to or your nearest coffee shop. Those are my clients because those are the type of people who don't have a brand identity on social media and want to create it because they want to be a business that can still be discovered and grow. I help them set up on social media, create their brand strategy, create the content. We know social media is a powerful tool to grow your business and reach your target audience. And now you must be thinking, what platforms do you manage for these type of clients? So personally, I have extensive experience managing my clients' Instagram and Facebook. At first it was just Instagram because of the type of clients I was dealing with, but every single business will have a different target audience, and those different type of audiences live on different platforms. For example, if you're a daycare center, your target audience will be older and they might live on Facebook more than they use Instagram, right? So your Facebook strategy has to be managed by your social media manager. But other social media managers would also offer LinkedIn, Pinterest management, which is becoming a big thing too, by the way. And these social media managers usually also have transferable skills like copywriting and website management, so they can help in those aspects of your business as well. So currently I manage my clients' accounts on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, YouTube, TikTok. I also offer copywriting services to write SEO-driven blogs for my client and website management because I'm familiar with this space as well. But you don't have to manage all these platforms. You can just focus on one or two and offer that to your clients because they could be enough to reach their target audience. And I would highly suggest you become an expert on some than a master of none. And now, what is the work that I do? I don't know why I did that. What's the work I do as a social media manager? There are different parts and layers to it, so I will try to explain it as easily as possible. Firstly, what you do is examine your new clients' social media, what they're currently doing, what they want to do, and you discuss what they want to achieve. You will offer your own expertise later, but it matters what the client wants first and wants to see, because at the end of the day, they're paying you to do a service, after they've explained to you what they want to achieve, you create a social media strategy, which will depend on what type of clients they are reaching out to. Now, I've done a marketing degree. They teach us a lot of ways that you can figure out what your target audience is. And this is the most crucial part, because if you don't know who you're appealing to, your target audience is no one. So to do that, you would have to create a persona card. You would have to map out the persona of your target audience. There is an online tool called Extensio that will help you create that, because that's what I learned in my degree, and I was able to translate that into my work as a social media manager, which was really helpful. Now, once you know your target audience, you definitely need to figure out what platforms you'd be managing and which would be ideal. Then you would try to map out the type of content that the client is wishing to see and what you think will be ideal to reach those target audiences. And as a social media manager, when you create content, you have content pillars. Now, this might sound like a different language or gibberish when I say these words, but this is what people in the social media management industry use and what clients are used to hearing. Content pillars are topics or ideas that you create your content around, and this must be consistent throughout your platforms. If you're a hair salon, your content pillars can be educating people on how to take care of their hair, entertaining by giving them tips on how to style their hair, and inspirational or motivational content where you have quotes of people taking care of themselves, pampering themselves. So this can be your content strategy as a hair salon. So now that you've mapped out your content strategy as a social media manager, you create the content, right? And this has to align with your client's values. This has to represent their tone and their brand. You can ask your client what type of language they use. Is it very formal or colloquial? How they would speak to their audience if they were to come into their store. Now, you've taken your content pillars, created your content. Now it's time to create a content calendar. Content calendar is basically the month or the fortnight's content that you would be producing for your client. It has the dates the content will be published, the actual content with the graphics, the caption, the hashtags, and the times they will be posted on. And it would also have an approval or feedback column for the client to respond to whatever they think, and you can adjust and modify the content accordingly. So now that you have your content approved, I know there's so many steps, right? Bet you didn't expect that. Then you get on to scheduling that content for your client's social media. Now, obviously for that, you would need their social accounts and their passwords, and make sure you have contracts in place to protect everyone's privacy. Even though you're working from home, you have a big responsibility. These are businesses that are operating, and they are trusting you with their brand and their name. And obviously be very open with the client. Develop a relationship with them. You can't just create people's content and not be in touch with them or see what they want or see how their business is going, because that's actually one of the main aspects of being a social media manager, is maintaining your clients. You can't have this lifestyle without constantly checking in with people and constantly updating your strategy to achieve the goals that you have promised. Now, your goals as a social media manager will vary person to person. Every client is different. They might like to see different things. Some just might want to see content. Others might like to see follower growth or likes or more reach or more people on their page. And you do that by doing daily engagement. So you know this, if you're not engaging on social media with your target audiences, you will lose them. You have to maintain your target audience on social media for your clients. Some people also might manage DMs that the business gets and reply to all the comments on your client's social media. Personally, I don't like to do that because that can take up a lot of your time. I do offer engagement, which is growing followers and likes and comments and profile visits on your social media page. I like to engage with my clients' target audience and customers, because if I've produced high quality content for them and a strategy and I don't engage on their social media with their target audience, they're not going to interact with it. They're not going to land up on their page, and that would make my content strategy go to waste, and I don't like to see that for my clients. After you've done all that, after you have developed a social media strategy, know your target audience, produce the content, posted the content, and your target audience is interacting with your content, it's time to produce an analytics report. Now, an analytics report is very useful for the client to see what results you have produced with all your hard work. This might include your KPIs of reaching a certain number of followers, likes, comments, profile visits, overall look of their page, overall content, how it's developed, and outline those in a form of a PDF file or a PowerPoint presentation so that your client can go through it. So to do this, you have to be sure to take screenshots and have evidence of how the social media account was looking when you first started and after you've done all your hard work. I do this on a monthly basis to show my clients how far we've come and what else we can achieve with a new strategy or a new piece of content, and how we can see what has worked or not worked and change accordingly. You can track your success as a social media manager, and the client can see all the hard work you've done and what you've helped them achieve. Now, I know I have condensed all my knowledge into this one video of what social media managers actually do. So I have condensed it into a PDF file which has a checklist of what you need to develop a social media strategy and start out. So be sure to find that in the description below, and feel free to reach out on Instagram, and I would love to answer any questions you have. And I hope this video didn't discourage you or intimidate you with the amount of work you have to do as a social media manager, because at the end of the day it is fun. You work your own hours, it's very flexible, you get to meet a lot of interesting people in business as well. It's a creative industry. You get to create a lot of interesting and different content, and you can change it anytime you like as well, because you are your own boss in this business model. Don't forget to support this video and stick around for my next video, which will be a step-by-step guide on how to get started as a social media manager today, and I'll see you next time.